How do we stand firm in the face of difficulties without losing ourselves? How do we avoid accepting things blindly or persisting without reason? The answer lies in the philosophy of Stoicism, with its lessons of acceptance and self-control helping us find the answer. It advises us to embrace our power by letting go of things that no longer serve our personal progress. According to the Stoic perspective, true strength does not lie in struggling with strength, but in the ability to know when to let go and when to retreat to protect yourself from unnecessary consumption. This requires extraordinary courage to face and overcome fears of loneliness, uncertainty, and judgment from others. By letting go of what is unhealthy, we not only free ourselves from the burden of negativity, but also move closer to true freedom and deep self-knowledge. But are we really willing to look deep within ourselves to discover what is hindering our progress? Do we have the courage to say no to relationships that drain our spirit or the unrealistic expectations that society imposes on us? From a Stoic perspective, the decision to give up is not evidence of failure. Instead, it is a meaningful choice that moves us closer to freedom and inner strength. The most important thing is peace of mind. This is not only about eliminating unnecessary things from life, but also about expanding the path to freedom and happiness. It is a strong and clear step forward in the process of self-improvement. In today's video, join me on a journey of Stoic philosophy to discover the source of your absolute power. But before we begin, I have a small challenge. Watch this video until the end, because what I'm about to reveal will help you tap into the immense power that you possess. This challenge does not require you to change immediately, but just open your heart and listen to what I have to share. Go on a deeper journey to explore your self-affirmation and self-determination. Number 1. The power of walking away. At the foundation of Stoicism lies the philosophy of leaving. Leaving is not simply a normal decision. It is an art of living, an empowering act of self-control and spiritual freedom. It's not just about escaping difficult situations or toxic relationships. It's also about deeply understanding the situation and finding flourishing in it. We learn from Stoicism that walking away is not simply a refusal, but an act of self-determination, a step forward in the journey to find true meaning and purpose in life. This is a brave step in choosing between clinging to the past and being open to the future. True strength lies not in the ability to hold on until the end, but in the ability to know when to let go. The decision to walk away is not simply a matter of refusal, it is self-determination and autonomy. It requires courage to not let emotions and fear shape our decisions. It is about mental control and courage in facing difficult decisions that open the door to new lives and possibilities. The power of walking away lies in the understanding that not everything is under control. We practice mindfulness to know when to let go and focus on the things we can change. When we take this action, we not only free ourselves from burdens, but also open up space for growth and discovery. The goal is to demonstrate the courage to face uncertainty and mark the transition from dependence to autonomy in life. But don't get me wrong, walking away does not mean giving up everything. Instead, it is about freeing ourselves from the bonds of suffering and fear, requiring the courage to not let emotions guide our decisions. The purpose is for us to find inner peace in the process of navigating life. Then we will find ourselves becoming stronger as we master our minds and create peace in our hearts. Like Marcus Aurelius, one of Rome's famous philosopher-emperors and a respected Stoic, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote of his is not just a piece of advice, but also a focus on the true power of the mind and consciousness. In life, we often face events and situations that we cannot control, but the only thing we can control is how we react and think about them. This is why the Stoic philosophies, as identified by Marcus Aurelius, help us realize the power of walking as a powerful act of rediscovering inner power. Let's say you are in a relationship for 5 years, and recently, the relationship may be headed for a breakdown after experiencing many difficulties and conflicts. You have tried your best to improve this relationship, but there seems to be no significant change. Your life becomes stressful and disharmonious, and you feel like you're losing your happiness and peace. In this situation, apply the principle of the power of walking away. You begin to wonder whether this relationship is still compatible with your goal of a happy married life. Once you have considered your values and goals, you decide to walk away from this relationship to find happiness and peace in your personal life. This decision is not easy and requires trade-offs and self-challenge, but it marks a clear display of autonomy and emotional control. By walking away, you not only free yourself from a relationship, but also open up the opportunity to reshape your life in a way that feels right to you. By focusing on controlling our mind and not letting ourselves get caught up in external events, we become stronger in facing life's challenges. True power lies in understanding that inner peace and strength do not depend on surrounding events, but on your ability to control your mind and choices. This helps us live a meaningful life and enjoy spiritual freedom even in the storms of life. Number 2. The struggle to break free. There is a famous saying, "The road to true freedom is a constant battle against the chains of social norms." This quote shows that achieving true freedom is not an easy journey. It is a constant battle, a never-ending spiritual battle against the constraints that society places on us. You and I often find ourselves bound by invisible chains, not of iron and steel, but of expectations, assumptions, and the relentless pursuit of unity. This is our fight for freedom from mental and psychological limitations that represent the ultimate test of patience. In Stoic philosophy, from childhood, society places a set of predetermined expectations on us. Graduate, find a stable job, get married, and start a family. These expectations seem to be laid out like a set of rules for our lives, building on a common roadmap, creating an expectation that we must adhere to. But there is a disconnect between this lifestyle and our true desires. These social expectations often make us feel constrained and breathless, limiting our vision and placing limits on the time and effort we can devote to pursuing our personal passions and goals. Instead of having the freedom to create our path, we often have to follow a predetermined lifestyle. However, the fight for freedom does not include abandoning everything that has been established. It begins when we dare to question the validity of these social scripts. We begin to wonder whether these expectations truly reflect our personal values and goals. We are faced with the question, am I living my life, or just following someone else's script? The fight for freedom is a journey to seek autonomy, shaping life based on values and principles. It requires courage for us to step out of the darkness of unity and determine our direction. We are not opponents of everything, but rather people who seek a balance between the predetermined destination and the path of freedom. However, one of the strongest links that bind us to fear is that of criticism. Society's ever-watching gaze often prevents us from pursuing our true passions and desires. We fear humiliation, fear of rejection, and flinch before the threatening image of others. However, in Stoic philosophy, we find a profound truth. Other people's opinions have no power over our inner calm. To gain freedom, we must learn to perceive the potential for criticism from society as a source of pride. Stoic philosophy provides us with a powerful tool in the fight for freedom: the ability to control how we perceive and react. By practicing struggle, we can separate ourselves from society's criticism and expectations. We learn to find our value within, not depending on external appraisal. In short, the war for freedom is not a struggle against external forces, but an internal struggle to eliminate the bonds of unity, fear of criticism, and social expectations. Please comment if you are ready for the fight that leads to the ultimate victory, your liberation. Number 3. Embracing solitude for inner peace. Loneliness, in the Stoic view, transcends the modern meaning of isolation or feeling alone. It is a deliberate retreat, a temporary moment of escape from the outside world into the vast space within. This action is rooted in the belief that external circumstances, possessions, status, and even relationships do not determine our inner peace. Instead, Peace is achieved through self-control, the ability to direct one's thoughts and emotions with wisdom and composure. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, frequently extolled the virtues of solitary contemplation. He saw it as a means to converse with himself, to immerse himself in the natural order, and to cultivate a resilient spirit. Marcus Aurelius's reflections reveal a profound understanding of the role of solitude in achieving a balanced life, reminding us that amid the exacting demands of empire, he found refuge hidden in his soul. Stoicism teaches that self-knowledge is the foundation of personal freedom and inner peace. Solitude acts as a forge for this knowledge, challenging us to face ourselves, to transcend superficial social roles and identities. In the silence of solitude, we confront our fears, desires, and inconsistencies between our ideals and actions. This confrontation, although scary, is liberating. It removes illusion and forces us to rebuild our identity based on Stoic virtues. The process of self-discovery and solitude is not passive. It requires active reflection, examination, and a willingness to question our assumptions about happiness and success. Through methods such as journaling, walking, meditation, or silent reflection, we engage in dialogue with ourselves, examining our thoughts and emotions through the lens of Stoicism. This journey of inner reflection cultivates a deep sense of clarity, guiding us to a life of purpose and meaning in this world. Practicing the solitude of Stoicism is more important than ever. The noise of information and social interactions can leave us lost, anxious, or unsatisfied. Embracing solitude provides a solution to this chaos, a space to disconnect from external pressures and reconnect with one's deeper self. Consider intentionally disconnecting from digital devices for a certain period each day. Not only is this an act that helps reduce dependence on technology, but it is also an important step on the journey of self-discovery and reconnection. During this time, we have the opportunity to focus on activities that bring practical and profound value to our lives, such as reading, writing in a diary, or spending time on personal hobbies. This modern form of solitude allows us to escape the noise and constant demands of notifications and social media, providing us with the opportunity to reconnect with ourselves more deeply. This practice mirrors the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort, which helps us become resilient and realize that our happiness depends not on external stimuli, but on our inner state. Adopting solitude as a practice requires intention and discipline. The Stoics recommend starting with small, manageable periods of solitude, gradually increasing the time as one becomes more comfortable with the practice. This can take the form of daily quiet times, abstaining from technology, or spending time outdoors. The key is consistency and purpose, approaching these moments with the intention of examining our thoughts, behaviors, and reactions to the world around us. In solitude, we practice the Stoic exercises of contemplation, visualization, and preparation for life's challenges. We can use this time to reflect on the Stoic concepts of control, acceptance, and the pursuit of virtue. By periodically examining our lives in light of Stoic principles, we cultivate an inner landscape marked by peace, resilience, and a deep connection to the world around us. The practice of embracing solitude to achieve inner peace is a powerful solution to the distractions and turbulence of modern life. It offers a path to deep self-realization, resilience, and satisfaction. By making solitude a regular part of life, we open the door to the transformative power of self-reflection and the pursuit of virtue. In the peace of our inner citadel, we find not only peace but also a deeper interaction with the world, like the Stoic philosophers. Number 4. Rediscovering purpose and direction. Basic questions about yourself pose a courageous call from the bottom of your soul. What is my purpose? Which direction do I want my life to go? These are not just words on paper. They are the call of the heart, a powerful challenge that we cannot ignore. Now, imagine you are standing on the edge of a mysterious forest where everything is still, quiet, and wild. This forest symbolizes your life, a journey full of discoveries and new possibilities. As you look far into the woods, reflect on previous times when you walked paths charted by others, paths that perhaps did not fully reflect your true desires and dreams. Those paths may have taken you through thick and dense forests, but they may have deviated from the ideals and values deep in your soul. Now where you stand, you have the freedom to choose your path, one that aligns with your deepest desires and values. This is the time for you to become the navigator of your life, making decisions based on trust and understanding of yourself. The journey in the forest will not be easy, but it will lead you to new discoveries, exciting experiences, and a life worth living. Stoicism is not simply a philosophical doctrine, but a spiritual journey that takes us on a deep journey of self-discovery. It is an adventure under the pressure of life, and we must face fierce challenges to find our true goals and direction. The first step in this journey is to recognize the deficiency. We often lose our way when we cannot realize what is truly important to us. Life takes us into an endless race with endless desires. At this time, Stoicism appears as a spiritual guide, helping us understand and realize what is truly important in this life. This awakens us to identify our core values. Determining these values is more than just coming up with a list. It is about thoroughly understanding ourselves, about what is truly important in our lives, and what we want to leave behind. This is an opportunity for us to reshape our goals and create the right direction in life. Stoic philosophy teaches us not only to look at the past and future, but also to focus on the present. We should have a deep understanding of the impact of our decisions and actions on the future. This helps us orient our actions consciously and thoroughly. We are not only the ones living in the present, but also the ones shaping our own future. Another important aspect of Stoic philosophy is recognizing the lack of control over things beyond control. Life often brings unexpected changes and events, and we often lose our goals and direction when we worry too much about things we cannot change or control. Therefore, Stoicism reminds us to focus on what we have the ability to control and leave the things that are not within our control aside. The journey to find purpose and direction is not always easy, sometimes requiring patience and challenging yourself. It is a personal challenge to find your true direction and better understand yourself. Remember that finding purpose and direction is a personal journey, and there is no perfect answer. It is important that we never stop searching, and through Stoic philosophy, we can see the power of doing this. Number 5. The Stoic path to letting go of control. Each of us seeks peace and happiness through controlling the factors around us, from work to personal relationships. But Stoic philosophy offers a unique and profound perspective on true power. Power lies not in controlling things, but in letting go. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great philosophers of Stoicism, and also the Emperor of Rome, once wrote in his Meditations, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This advice is not only a powerful statement of inner strength, but also a piece of advice on how to live. It encourages us to accept what is beyond our control and focus on developing our own responses and attitudes. To better understand the power of letting go from the perspective of Stoicism, let's consider a real-life example from everyday life. An entrepreneur facing business failure may feel stuck and hopeless as all efforts to control the situation seem to fail. Instead of trying to control every factor, accepting failure as an inevitable part of the learning and development process not only helps them learn valuable lessons, but also maintains a positive spirit. This not only reflects the spirit of Stoic philosophy of understanding and accepting that some things are beyond our control, but it also helps us realize that true peace lies in recognizing and optimizing how we respond to situations. In addition, Epictetus, a slave-turned-Stoic philosopher, also emphasized that true freedom comes from realizing that our happiness does not depend on external things, but is the result of how we choose to react to them. This does not mean giving up all efforts to improve our circumstances, but rather accepting and working with what we have, recognizing that some factors are beyond our reach. It is in this acceptance that we find freedom. When we let go of the need to control everything, we open space for creativity, peace, and resilience to life's challenges. Letting go is not about giving up all efforts, but about recognizing and focusing on what is truly important and what we can influence. This helps us reduce anxiety and increase confidence as we are no longer haunted by the need to control every outcome. Letting go of control is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength and wisdom. When we learn to accept the space between stimulus and reaction, we not only create opportunities for inner freedom and personal growth, but also open the path to true freedom and happiness. Lasting happiness, the Stoic path to letting go of control, not only teaches us how to face life more courageously and confidently, but it also helps us realize the value of living a conscious life, focused on improving ourselves and our response to the world around us. Under the vast sky, every step we take is not only a physical action, but also part of a spiritual journey. In Stoic philosophy, letting go is not simply a renunciation, but a selection of what is worthy of our time, mind, and soul. That is the greatest power we can possess, the ability to recognize it and act on it. When we learn to let go of what no longer serves our growth, we not only free ourselves from burdens, but also open up space for growth and happiness. That is the most powerful lesson that Stoic philosophy gives us. The power of adjusting the sails, not changing the wind. Remember, in every moment of choosing to leave, we not only find strength, but also freedom. Freedom to be the best version of yourself, freedom to live a meaningful life, and freedom to love unconditionally. Conclusion. If you feel that this video has given you a new perspective, a source of inspiration, or a valuable lesson, please leave a like and comment about your experiences or thoughts about today's lesson. Please share this video with your loved ones, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos on your journey to learn and apply Stoic philosophy to daily life. Together, we can build a strong community supporting each other in discovering and promoting our inner strengths. Remember, in every decision and action, the real power is always in your hands.